Hey and welcome to my YouTube video. Today I'm going to be talking about some of the tips I have for studying. I've just finished year 11 and I'm going to take A-levels next year, so most of my tips will be geared towards those sorts of things. But I think they work for most levels anyway, as they're really quite general. Anyway, let's get on with the tips. Okay, so tip 1 is to get rid of distractions. Now this can be super hard, and there are so many things that can easily distract us today, but the first thing to do is to recognise what is distracting you and stopping you having the most productive study time. This could be YouTube, Twitter, or anything that's just stopping you working. Tip 2, which is kind of connected to tip 1, is getting off your phone. Your phone is the most likely thing to be distracting you. There are many ways to stop yourself using your phone. I've heard the Forest app is very good, as you can set a certain amount of time and it stops you using other apps. But other ways include turning it fully off or putting it on airplane mode. You could also try putting your phone in another room, as often having to get up and move just to check Instagram is not really worth it. Is to only use music that's not going to distract you, if any at all, and definitely not songs to sing along to. I often won't have any music on, especially if I'm doing maths, as I find it makes my brain focus on the task more, but I understand sometimes you want something in the background. I'd recommend using music that doesn't have any words, as this is going to distract you the most, especially if you're trying to read something. Jack Edwards has a good instrumental Spotify playlist, which I find helpful for studying. I also find ambience music videos on YouTube are helpful. I especially like Ambience World, a YouTube channel that does Harry Potter common room music and ambience. I'll link them below. Tip 4 is to use Study With Me's on YouTube. You can either use short 5-minute ones that will motivate you before you study. I have a couple of these on my channel which you can check out. Or you can use real-time Study with Me's, as this can be quite motivating to have someone studying along with you. I especially like JDJ's French cafe one she did last summer. I will link it below. Tip 5 is to use highlighters if you're doing reading, as it's very important to engage with it in some way. Otherwise you're not going to take it in. An easy way to do this is to highlight, although it's very important to only highlight important bits to make them stand out and not to highlight too much, as this will defeat the purpose, and you won't be able to use it to find the important bits when you look back. You can also use highlighters to highlight important bits in your notes. I also use them to separate out topics when making notes for history. Thanks for watching. I hope you found these study tips helpful. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy, and subscribe for more study related content.